Hey everyone, it's me Phone 11, and I'm Son of Beast. Welcome back to another game of the night of the NHL on EA Sports. The part of a matchup is a great way to have it all between the clash of divisions in the range between the Atlantic, Central, Pacific, and the metropolitan areas. But now this is the next matchup we're doing in the Central Divisional, and that means the Predators face against the Mile High team of the Colorado Avalanche. The part of the matchup where it does take in since 2021 only does this for the Predators, as they've been snuffed out by the Avalanche as they won and made their way to the next round. But one thing determinedly that doesn't stand a chance is how they keep on going to have the energy reaction and keep playing it afterwards at the same time. There might be only one that has to go with the answer, but one thing we don't talk is why are they not going to respond it again? Well, because that might be the Avs and Preds. They always beat to make the Tundra even impossible range. For the tonight's starting goaltender, we have this UC Saros from the Nashville Predators, and for the Colorado Avalanche, we have it across is Scott Wedgwood. They'll be up here in just a few moments, but as of now, this is where the starting players come on in. Here are the starting factor players for the Nashville Predators, as one of their biggest concerns to make things right on the way. Nashville brings Roman Josi with the wheels, send it, and tape-to-tape zones. With Phil Forsberg alternative captain, he makes the quick release, pressure, and angle breaker. Of course, UC Saros is one of the post-to-post miraculous angle crease saves that has his own rhythm. Ryan O'Reilly with the tape-to-tape zone and the quick draw. Jonathan Marchessault with the tape-to-tape zones and the ankle break. And Steven Stamkos with the quick release and one-team motion. For the Colorado Avalanche, we go the other way. Nathan McKinnon with the wheels and quick release along with the angle breaker with the speedy Elisa Dex. Then it's Cale Makar, an alternative captain the other way, for the Early Edges in the second wind with the quick release. Then it's Martin Necas. The wheels and the tape-to-tape zones only does this after the Hurricanes with the Carolina season. Devin Toews with the Early Edges and the Sunday pass along with the stick-em-up zone. Then across is Mackenzie Blackwood with the sponge. Van Samuel Girard with the Early Edges. And then Arturi Lekonen with the big tipper and no contest. Then it's Valeri Nichushkin with the quick release and big rig. Then it's Josh Manson, a true lenses on his destructive shoulder checks. And then it's Gabriel Landeskog, the big tipper and born leader. And finally it's Victor Olofsson, the quick release deceptive on the shot, takes a quick on the draw. Well, that's it for the starting groups. Let's send you down to Mile High. Standing by I have is Apollo in Colorado joining us here for the start, and with the other commentators is Battery and the third commentary of the crew, Roy Cruz. And for tonight's starting center ice, I will have one option to make that one in, and it's Ballpoint Pen that will be joining us here for the center ice of the game. We'll see you all later, folks, for the intermission and the post-game show. Prepare for the central clash. Preds, Avs, next on EA Sports. Ah yes, in Mile High, Colorado. I'm Apollo, I'm here with my broadcast partner along with the others. It's Avalanche Hockey against the Preds. Tonight's the starting group. Nathan McKinnon and Ryan O'Reilly, ready to prepare for the puck drop. And we're set and off in action in Denver, Colorado. I'm Apollo, and I'm here on my broadcast with Battery, and center ice is Ballpoint Pen. Tonight's starting goaltenders, we have it across for Nashville Predators, is UC Saros, and the other side for Colorado Avs is Scott Wedgwood. Starting off for the Colorado Avalanche as Necas is behind the net. He finds McKinnon and looks over to McCall. McCall now sends it over to McKinnon. He'll start it off for Lekonen. Lekkerman gives a swing over to McKinnon and gives him a car on the shot range. Big save by Saros. Saros, the starting goaltender, makes his first save of the game. To tell what easy enough now is that Colorado Avalanche are in the first place position for the Western Conference in the Central standing, and as for Nashville Predators, they entered their wild card position, and they're looking forward to another rematch in the playoff spot. What does this stand out here for you, Battery? Well, I was really certain that this may have been a great of a start, and I gotta say what the good thing about Colorado Avalanche, they've been playing it off really well. You got some great players and defenders, but that I'm gonna say this one. You know why? Because everyone really knows that Battery really is spotting for Natchez, McCarr, McKinnon, every great players. I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. Once the regular season finishes, it will be a playoff bound. Here's McCarr behind the back and finding the Manson. You'll have it to Colton. And finally getting to Manson. He gives it McCarr and send it off to Natchez. Natchez now sends to Manson. Manson's shot. Glove save by Saros. Saros is going to hold it home with the piece with only 17:04 remaining in the first period. Here, starting with the companions for UC Saros, as he's played it before, one of his last of his best save of this game was only one play. And one of his best take is that he's finishing his things off a play against the other teams. And one of the hardest teams that they played for was against Edmonton Oilers. It was one of the big clash matchups, and after the St. Louis in the game, he finally has made a win, and now he's looking for his next win if he can definitely try to stay alive. But this time, there might be some one for hunger or anyone. First save comes up by Scott Wedgwood. He lost that one down, and Nelson will have it over with the rebound. There's a little bit of a battle going on afterward. I mean, that could hurt. Michushkin, a little big break here in the motion. Go for one hand shot, save by Saros. Here's Yossi the other way, and now here's another coming chance. The other way. That's not Holla. With the shot, it's blocked up in the wing, and now this will kick it over to Colton. Ross Colton will fire that one across the round of net. Here's Olofsson. Now back into the Nashville territory. He'll swing the pass to Jack Drury, and he just lost that one. He covers the puck. Back to Manson. Manson looks over again to Olofsson. Olofsson looks it over now to Manson, and tries to make the pass to Malinsky. Malinsky trying to get him up. Olofsson in corner. Try to give to Kelly. Kelly goes back. Now finding Drury. Drury looks over to Malinsky. Malinsky shot. Backhander miss wide. That one will miss it up, and this will rebound by Hansen. Setting it over is Shea. And now this will be the other way, as Nashville Predators will have some new line group change. Here's Steven Stamkos. A pass. Josie shots blocked. Rebound by Drury. Send it all the way down to Kelly. Kelly on a 3-on-2 fast break. Rebounds up, now finding Malinsky. Malinsky finding a pass again to Kelly. One time Kulak shots blocked by McCarron. And there's the other way to Philip Forsberg. We're noticing about Philip Forsberg, about the last part of his save was turned to be how greatness he is making. But I've got a feeling for Philip Forsberg that he's really just starting things off. And this is one of his hugest powwows in the moment. And starting it off was a big kill. Yeah, I would say that greatness gets all for Philip Forsberg. He plays a lot of his courtesy since 2013. I love his status, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about it's just great. You know, everyone really wants to stay in the crowd for the Colorado Avalanche, but some people thinking that it's not fair because one players are better than that. Maybe the Philip Forsberg has a little bit of a tying range by McKinnon. Here's Ivan. With our shot, swinging his fire, saved again by Saros. 12:13 remaining in the first period. He'll stop in play to get ready for another puck drop. All right, let's go over to center bench. As I now send it over with ballpoint pen for about Martin Natchez. Thanks, folks. Martin Natchez is one of the biggest top secrets of the playing efforts as he plays for the Colorado Avalanche. But after last playing against the Colorado Hurricanes, he now has a strategy to show things off. Martin Natchez has really struggled to be here, but there's one way to have it covered up and be documented. We have a lot of big reports on him and showing us how he's done. Most likely that Martin Natchez will have to keep a swing at it and keep an eye on the range. I'll find out about Martin Natchez with some great motion to keep playing from offense. Back to you. Thank you, ballpoint pen. Now finding the Toes, and Toes now finds Natchez. Markar shot, number one is blocked out and rebounded by McKinnon. They're pretty aggressive right now. They're still going. McKinnon shoots. It's off the Turbits. Rebound by Wilsby and now Forsberg the other way for Nashville Predators. Predators in the Cavs territory. Makes a swing and hit. And holds it a rebound. And now the other way. The car will have it. The Avs. Doesn't know where to go. Rebound by McKinnon. Colorado back in Nashville territory. Fires that one around the net. And he has that one looking over to Lekunin. He bumps it up. Now back to swing to Toes. McCall. Swing to McKinnon. Backhander. It's off again on the defender. And now H's will have that dish out in the zone. And back to Toes. Toes looks to Lekunin. Past the midway mark in the first period as he has to get into Toes. Toes shot goes off in H's and H's will have a rebound. In middle. That one stick tied up. Svechkov will have it the other way to Yossi. Yossi near the boards, and it's back to Nelson. Brock Nelson back on ice. Dumps it around the net on the bank pass to Natchez. Natchez will have another clearing room opportunity. And Roman Yossi with the wheels the other way. Tries to go back behind. Hansen and rebound by Wood and the save by Wedgwood. 8:28 remaining in the first period. They'll stop things up and then get ready for another buck shot. Just look how fancy you're looking at for UC Saros. I mean, one of that save really just gotten some great offense. No stopping this effort for UC Saros. He has that post-to-post in the blank. And then this one keeps the pad in from trouble. A lot of ranging on the face-offs here. Now turning my attention over to ballpoint pen for UC Saros. Thank you, folks. And hello. As I mentioned before about UC Saros, he's one of a post-to-post blankers. There's one great effort. Nothing sets him out. It does happen with everything what UC Sauer has. The motion does bring it all. And some quick pick play actions, one can only easily describe as Juice following up as UC. UC has a lot of great opportunity. The legendary goaltenders have some hugest rebounder. There's more tape than that, as UC Saros will have some another great run saves to keep playing for tonight. I'll be an eye on him to see how he gets. Back to you. Oh, he quickly scores! Nichushkin! They are now striking the first period as the Avs are now taking a 1-0 lead. Nichushkin brings it off the goaltender and in the net. Wow, what a split afterward. You gotta check out this play. When Nichushkin has this, look at the swing of it, and watch what happens when you get the pass over. That one misses, and then it just goes off the goaltender. And with a quick release, that makes a percentage on the bag. Just pass right toward it. He didn't know where the puck was going, but it seemed like he just had that one mess it up. That makes it a first error to have for UC Saros. That goes over and in. The Avalanche started up with a 1-0 lead with only 7:10 remaining in the first period. Nichushkin, 12:49 is the time on a goal for the Avalanche. Yeah, I really like to see about Nichushkin. He really has it all. I mean, I think we're going to see him and see if he can do that when we get. Here's Kelly right around the net. Again to Drury. Drury lost that one. Rebounded by Baru. The Predators go back into the Avs territory with 6:30 remaining, and that one is off the defender, Malinsky. With the big down. And it's Olofsson with the rebound. The Avalanche will skate out of the zone, and Drury will send it out of the net. Here's another one to Olofsson. Olofsson in the middle to Kulak. That opens up the pass, and it goes right back to Matthew Wood. And Miles Wood goes off, and Olofsson will now swing it over, now finding to Ivan. Ivan now swings again to Bardakov. Bardakov back into the Nashville territory. They got a little poke here, and Angelisa with a rebound finding to Wood. It's given away. McCarron swinging misses, and rebound by Brindley. Brindley to find the McCarr, and McCarr swinging it off to Ivan. With the rebound by Nashville. Here's another chance in. He rings the pipe. Wedgwood will cover things up with only 4:42 remaining in the first period. That was a close call. I mean, he almost could have missed that. Yeah, McCarr's got a little bit of a swing afterward. We're going to have to watch and see how he can handle this one. What are your thoughts for Cale McCall? I'm pretty sure he's going to get a call coming. Alternative captain is really like, well, he's one of a guy. I mean, he's going to show how he can able to handle it all. That really has shown it off. What a nice slick move from McCall. McCarr taking a swing after it. And he will rest things up here to McKinnon. And now McCarr Right to toe shot. Over the net. And it's tipped in. Diving toes. And not see where the puck went. And someone has tipped into the rebound. It's now 2-0. Well, you got to look at the feeling of happening. There's that bounce. It goes up and Saros, and then it just goes back in. One of the defenders had that one a little bit of a mess. That didn't start off that well. And now it's the Avalanche. They gain their lead. Now, that's another goal that they're looking at. If the referees don't see that, that's where the puck is really flying over and under it, and then in the net. That's hard play. That's hard contact. And watch what happens with this. That defender did not see it going. And then it just goes right into the net, and it doesn't stay out. I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem for Willsby, and the Avalanche gain their control. They give their credit for 2-0 lead. So the Avalanche are down 2-0. And thanks for the goal. As for now, Toes has got first goal. 15-57 for the Avs. Well, the Avalanche that started out. I mean, what are the referees thinking right now? Did they start off that bad? Are we going to have some little replay action? I don't know. I actually don't even think that we might be seeing some replays afterwards. So that could be hard. No, you said so. And a shot saved by Wedgwood. Rebound by Nashville. And it's given away by Liquid. Back to McKinnon. McKinnon got a little swing here. McKinnon will slow things down a little bit. Looks to miss it. There's a shot off the defenders and back to Lekkonen. Lekkonen looks over to McKinnon and now finds Natchez. Natchez looks at McKinnon, now has it to Lekkonen. And it's Smith. Back to Burns. Burns shot safe again by Saros. Lekkonen with the rebound. Finding over to Natchez. Natchez. Fully in trouble, finding to Lekkonen. And here's Manson. Back to Burns. Burns gives the pass to McKinnon. Back to Burns. Burns gets the game to Manson. Manson looks at Lekkonen. Back behind the net is McKinnon. He's right behind the cage. But in front, McKinnon giving it back. Back to Manson, again to Burns. Burns, a little sidestep here. Tries to go to McKinnon in the corner, saved up by Saros. And back to Willsby again to Hollow. Oh, good chance here for McKinnon, but it's still not enough to beat the goaltender. You got to make sure you have the right time and decision. Down to the last minute in the first period. And here's Colin. Colin with a swing and a shot made by Saros. Saros stops in play with only 52.4 seconds in the first period. We're going to a little bit of a breathing room. Watch us see the Stamkos happens. I'm going to say what happened with only that two-lensa skit, it only makes it counts. It doesn't improve it. I mean, I don't know how he's making a smash down. That really could definitely be hurtful. Nelson wins the draw, now finding the Kulak. Kulak with the Colton. Getting the pass now finding Malinsky. Again, Nichushkin. Nichushkin shoots and a save by Saros and rebound by Kulak. Takes a swing. The rebound by Willsby. Now finding the Embalista with 15 seconds remaining. And now here's Nichushkin. Nelson sends it deep. No icing on the call. And Furbix will take it from here in the first period as Avalanche starts with a 3-0 lead. Only 2 goals made possible. Nichushkin and, of course, number 1 make the bouncy bounce as Terry Lekkonen with the goal. Second period will be underway shortly when we return in Mile High, Colorado. You're watching Avs Hockey on EA Sports. Hey everybody, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL on EA Sports. With the statics out there, we got a lot of great action trackers going on, and the range in between from the Avalanche and the Predators. The start off only makes this one for once. But one thing importantly, that there's some couple goals and one magic bounce, it just did not go out. It just went into the net, and that one was pretty hard to get right to it. I don't see any goals for Nashville that time, but the Avalanche got a great start. And here's how they did after the first period. Only makes 11 out of 7 total shots on goal for Colorado. Both teams with 8. As 114 Nashville and 735 Colorado. 88%, 0.9 and 0.6 for Nashville and Colorado. And 6 faceoff wins was Nashville Predators over 4 for the Avs. Now let's go over to you, Son of Beast, for the start off for the Avalanche as taking a critic on the credit major. that only starts up with Lekkonen, and the side is Nichushkin. Where do you see that marvelous on the play drive? That play drive only made that one immaculately well enough. The Avalanche starting off on its first goal, and that really makes it a great start. I mean, the fairway used to be angled, and then now as UC Saros had a lot of a mistake here, and there's a lot of mistakes going on for Nashville Predators. I mean, not a great start when you wanted to go for, but when you're doing it for real, you have to make sure you're really up for the challenge. This can definitely be hard, but I mentioned to say this, that only UC Saros kind of just a little bit like under the pressure, but he'll still try to keep playing and keep eyeing on it before Ananen watching on UC Saros. That only makes it harder to make that one stay awake. Now let's go over to you, phone 11 for Colorado for Nashville Predators. Well, as you can see, that after, unlike Colorado Avalanche, it's Mackenzie Weegar, sorry about that, the Scott Wedgwood thing, and when I see this, it's something that they don't really think that the first goal happens. That first goal only makes that a hit off the goalpost, and that stayed out. He didn't ricochet back in? Nope. That doesn't work that at all. So that was the first one of it, and then this magic bounce happened. Nashville had a little bit of a mistake, and then he just could not get the puck back out. It just wouldn't go back into the net, and I feel like, oh, we made a mistake. We got to keep moving and play better again. So that's hard when you need to struggle it for. So I bet that we might have to see what's going to happen if anything counts. All right, I sure think we'll do. Now let's go back to Mile High as we end the first intermission. Apollo along with Battery are ready for the second period. Let's see what the stats are. Back to you. Welcome back as we're ready to get started for the second period here in Mile High. Mile High continues as second period starts now. And now turning my attention over, it will be Battery as we have the first period recap with a little bit of a start for Colorado Avs. What do you see about that? What a save by Saros. Well, I've got to say that this was a start off for the Avalanche, and we were really expecting it for. That great goals always make a commitment. And then the last one that we talked about it for, it's a lot of huge chances. I mean, just really great. And more likely what they all have to do for now is like when they just end one of their groups, they're going to have to start figuring it out in the next part of the goal. I mean, they got a good start. Love the coach's feedback. The Nashville Predators are going to start moving around. That's going to be a harder trick to get there. The wing here, as for now, is Ryan O'Reilly, and now here's Roman Josi. He's a set over now back into the Avs territory to Forsberg. Forsberg recovers the puck. And here's a set to O'Reilly, and a shot glove saved by Wedgwood. And now here's Cale Makar. He'll swing it again to Natchez. Natchez back into the offense zone. Here's McKinnon. And he could have had a chance with the wheels, but he just could not get a next goal. It's back to Makar. And Makar swings again to Toes. Toes looks at McKinnon. He fires it. Another save by Saros. O'Reilly. Oh, given away by McKinnon. What a stop! Saros aids it out. And now it's Josi back to Natchez. I do not believe this. They don't expect it to play it like that. That really made that one unbelievable by the goaltender. Makar outside, now fighting to McKinnon. McKinnon back to Toes. And Toes looks to Natchez. Natchez to Makar. Makar shoots, glove saved by Saros. Saros goes back over to Roman Josi, and now he'll clear that out. Back to Evangelista shot, and a quick release save made by Wedgwood. Avalanche will clear all the way down, and this will be an icing on Colorado. Look how much of a saving happens here, Susie Saros. He's almost out of stamina, but one of the huge on the save made that one clear. That post was a big blank off, just like the first period. He was never seeing it before. He felt like that was going to be a quick time reaction from UC Saros. That makes a great play action. Still a lot of time left in the period. And still 2-0 lead, Colorado. And here's Holland. Furbix. In middle to Stamkos. Shots blocked. Rebounded again. Blocked by Natchez. And he will dump that out. And icing again on Colorado with only 16:30 remaining in the second period. They'll stop things up and they will have another puck job ready. So both teams have 8, but there's only one that might take a lead off for the biggest smash down. Brock Nelson wins the face-off. He sets it again, and that bad pass broken up by Nick Furbix. Here's Nick Furbix in the Colorado territory. All shot, redirected off of Mackenzie Blackwood. And now here's another one again, as this one will now send it over again, as another save by Wedgwood. And here's another one to Holla. Holla past the bunny. Nashville back into Colorado territory. And it's Manson. He takes it away. Deep pass to Nichushkin. Nichushkin slips on the slide. Another blocker saved up by Saros. Brock Nelson with the rebounding with the new line group change. Now Svechkov will have it. Colton will now swing it off to Burns. And Burns trying to battle for the loose puck. He's still got it. And now Manson. Pass went a little bit too deep here. And now Ivan. Again to Colton. Colton. Got a little smacking down here. Right around the net. Nashville trying to regain the group here on defense. And as Ivan now has it again over to Kulak. Here's Malinski. Again to Kulak. He will give it again to Ivan. Ivan finally again to Malinski. And that one doesn't get through. And again to Wood. Steven Stamkos with the smackdown by Brett Kulak, and they take the lead for the kick. That one is going to definitely go back the other way. And that really almost makes that feel impossible. They didn't really think that was going to be enough, but that really might have that one all in clear motion. Really going to have to keep that hard awakening teaming to get through it. Timing down, stop made by McKenzie and Scott Wedgwood. And Kulak goes down. Wood, chance in front. Covered by Wedgwood. And only 12:32 remaining in the second period. I bet that Eric Holla had a little bit of a swing. It makes him hit. And as Toast goes down, that makes him hurt. Trelenza skit, that makes it just like it's complete to have that moment. Now we'll check it in over to Ballpoint Pen and see what the goaltenders are up to between Wedgwood and UC Summers. Broken stick here. Let's hop over to you. Well, I'm going to say this for now. That looks like that Scott Wedgwood made a hugest deferring save. This really could get over it and under it. Maybe the one time only happens. That only makes it for Wedgwood to have a hugest on the save. But unfortunately, the Nashville Predators, UC Saros had a little chaining difficult. He's trying to race for his heart. He really has a lot of time to get through it, but this is not where they really wanted to do for. They don't want to make this one mess and clear. But that race is really going to be the hard spot for Nashville Predators. They really are starting to make that one clearing, but there's not a lot of work to be done. There's going to have to do much take if they're going to try to keep things moving again. That needs to have the right spot. Don't let them take off to a handle if there's anything with the big saves. Now back over to you, Apollo. All right, thank you, Ballpoint Pen. Now again over to Drury. And Drury now finds Burns. Manson fires another save by Saros. Drury finding again. Quick motion here for Colorado Avs. Drury shoots another save by Saros. Nearing the midway mark in the second period. 10:14 remaining in the second period. If you're ready for the next matchup, this doesn't mean a rival. Back in the East Conference, it's Devils, and they face against the Capitals, but this time at Prudential Center. The next game, it happens to be only once, so the next game premiering on 7 p.m. here in Newark time zone of the Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to watch these games here, and if you're not subscribed to it, be sure to follow his content, and there's always a lot much more that you can watch anytime here. The newer channel of the gaming video will be happening soon for new future predictions for more improvement for content for the gaming. That'll be all for the best of the gaming. Anywhere, anytime. Malinski, nature's shot, blocked again by Forsberg. And now here comes the Preds. Nashville back the other way. Bill Forsberg tied up by Nelson, and it one stays out. Lekoden goes down, now finding Deshay. Okay, go around the net, and now here's Alla. He fouled along the loose puck, and nowhere to find it. Natchez with the rebounding again over to McKinnon. Holla. Chance in motion, he scores. What a beauty backhand as Eric Holla has a goal, and they got their Preds on board. Well, that's bad mistake for Colorado. Look what happened with this. That pass? Nuh-uh. That's bad. And that wouldn't turn it over. And now what Eric Holla makes, this one makes it a trickiest motion. He was never coming along the other way, but that really made him look harder. Now Nashville got himself on the board. They're going to have to start getting some pressures here on Colorado. That's going to be hard to make that credit. So Avalanche and Nashville 2-1 as Eric Holla with the first goal of the game. 11:50 was the time on attack, and as Eric Holla, he has not scored every home game after the transfer from the New Jersey Devils. Well, I gotta say yes. I mean, Eric Holla, he's just finishing it up. I mean, the last time he played for the Devils, that was last season. And now this season, this is only one way to figure this out. So now with Eric Holla, he'll have to try to do his contributing to help his teams out. And hopefully, that might be Eric Holla if he has his next goal. Here's Evan Toes outside, now finding to Brindley. Brindley looks at Malinsky. On a shot, never saved by Saros. And Shea gives it again. Over to Holla. Josie now finds it on to Stamkos. And Brindley. Right again to Barkov. Barkov swinging a miss. Eric Holla with the rebound, finding Wood. And again O'Reilly. O'Reilly shot's blocked. Puck goes out of the blue line and back to Blankenberg. Blankenberg to Wood. It's back to Malinsky. Barkov with the swinging pass to Brindley. And back in the Avs to the Preds territory. A swing indeed. Brindley. Now again to Barkov. Barkov swing off to Ivan. Ivan shot. Another big save up again by Saros. And Holla. Enters the attacking of the zone in the Avs territory. That's broken by McCarr. McCarr shows up. As it again to Toes. Toes looks at Nelson. Nelson lifts it back to Toes. And he swings into Juszczyk. Juszczyk shoots. Never saved by Saros. Catches it and it goes down. As Saros makes another easy save. Now Steven Stamkos, he was waiting it off. And then that is a crit. That makes it really wiping him out. That goes with the TNT kaboom. And then that was really untakeable. That's beatable. Josh Manson trying to show things off in the next part of the goal. And another one here for a face-off coming up. Nelson wins the draw. Here's another one to Burns. Under 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Manson looks to Burns. Burns looks to Manson. Manson shoots. Never saved by Saros. And rebound by Colton. And he cannot get there. Holding pressure. Manson. Manson. Nelson shoots. Saved by Saros. And back to Adam Wilsby. Wilsby sets it back over to Fairbanks and deeply range to Wood. Back to Burns. Looks to Manson. Manson will swing it around the net. And Burns will have it carried. Back around the net again to Manson. Manson trying to get away with it. Finds off to Colton with 3:30 remaining. And now here's another one to Juszczyk. And another one to Burns. Burns finds Nelson. Nelson shot. Another save again by the goaltender. Marchessault on the rush. 2-on-2. Pass to Forsberg. That shot's blocked and it's off the wall. Predators will get a swing of it. Perfect shot blocks. Burns clears it out, and then Juszczyk will have it in the center zone. And here's Wilsby. 2:30 remaining in the second period, and he'll have that one swing it over around the net. Here's Nelson. A pass finding Colton, and looks over to Manson. Manson. Swing around the net. Colton. Look away from it, and now Drury. By McCarr. McCarr shot, another save by Saros. Under 2 minutes remaining in the second period. 2-1 to score, Colorado. And just nearing the midway mark to the end, they are still trying to keep that tied up, and they wanted to see if they could definitely answer it. Now Nick and Blankenberg. 1:45 remaining. Smith goes the other way with 1:40 remaining. Cole Smith. In wing, pass off, big save by Wedgwood. Smith, Marchessault, goes the out. And now this will be swinging again in McCarr. Here comes McCarr. McCarr No chance afterwards as he's lost his control with the puck. That's easy now. Kale McCarr needs to fix this up. That's for grouping the puck. That needs to control it. Much better than that. Under final minute in the second period, as now Olofsson to Kelly to give to McCarr, finding Toes. Toes finding Drury. And he's swinging out of here. This time it will be Kelly. Kelly will hold things in a little bit. And we'll have it over to Kulak. And they will take an end of the second period. Another big hit for Nashville. And try to get to Drury. Drury with a spin. And it's off the legs. And at the end of the second period. 2-1 to score. And Eric Holla has a backhand shot with the goal. But the only next one will be the tie or not. Third period is underway when we return to Mile High. You're watching Ads Hockey. Be back soon. Hey everyone, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL Game of the Night on EA Sports. After the second period is finished, here's how they did after that. It was 26 over 14 shots on goal for Colorado, 14 over 13 hits for Colorado, the same thing on the attack, with 12-13 over 246, 85 over 84 percentage for Nashville Predators, and they only have 11 faceoff wins over 8 faceoff wins for the Nashville Predators. Now let's go ahead and check out how they done this. As for Nashville, they found an answer with a score by Eric Holla, starting with you, Son of Beast. Eric Holla, starting off with the hugest, great takes and great goals. What's your take on that? Well, Eric Holla had a lot of it and him improving it, and they were turning it over. And great job on the defensive effort for the Nashville Predators. They're definitely working it off. All the time, we always expect it right now for Eric Holla to do for things. That makes him a lot of it with the hit. And a lot of turnovers that turns the other way. And when you see what happens with Eric Holla, that goes the other way when you definitely make that shot on goal. That really is a lot of work improving to have that environmental to do it the other way. That's definitely where it does come out, and it wasn't pretty easy enough that Nashville's just trying to kill off for the Avalanche. That's a lot of strength for that. Now over to you, Me411, for the Colorado Avalanche. Well, the Avalanche really are just kicking it out, and they're definitely wanting to stay alive here in the Central Division in the Western Conference. That's definitely a lot of taking on the work in action. That may not be the only one thing that could definitely just keep it going, but that's a lot of help to do for some head coaches, to do for things, and that's a lot of passive effectiveness skills. This is a lot of courtesy of the art. So hopefully there will be an answer if they can get their lead back up by 1 or 2. Well, honestly, the same thing that might get the other way. So with that being said, that might be the only case of the infactment to haven't proved them wrong, but there won't be anything. Right now it's a close game. It's 2-1. Let's go back to Mile High as Colorado. We finish up at the third period as second intermission comes to the end. Be back for the post-game show after the game, and we'll see what the time goes right. Now, let's finish things off. Avs and Preds. See you all later after the game. It all comes down to this. The third period is where we finish off in Mile High. We're ready. We're set. Get ready. Third period starts now. As along with my broadcasting partner, along with Battery, I'm Apollo. It's great to have you back with us here. And we finished 2 periods. If in case you missed it, there's a lot of great chance you can definitely rewind it and show it off again. All right there. I know what you're saying there, Battery. Let's have your thoughts here for how the second period had done in action for both teams. Well, playing it was not really that simple. I mean, that really had a lot of tremendous. This could definitely be a harmless way, but they were really trying to work us out. I mean, never mind that. They really kept on playing it afterwards to try to keep away from the puck before they kick it over. That's a lot of strength. I mean, I have no idea how they were going to definitely do that. That's really what they were trying to do for it. You gotta have them a lot of respect. That really may be a harder thing to do for it, but it's not just enough only a certain amount of timing attacks. That's definitely what they're going to do. They're going to regret it. Hopefully, they can definitely answer that back. Here's Luca Melissa with a rebound by Nashville Predators. He swings and misses. And Melissa, battle along the boards. Keeps it alive for Philip Forsberg. Forsberg now finding the Roman Yossi. Two-man defenders on him. And now here's Natchez. He'll send a deep pass. And Melissa, the pass to Ryan O'Reilly. Here's another one of Roman Yossi again to Shea. Shea shot. Almost hooked it in. But that one stayed alive by Scott Wedgwood as a broken stick was interfering it on the goaltender. Well, this is the last play. When you're just looking at it, that's another huge save. I got to give a great credits to the goaltender of the night to have some huge save that really made it gotten and defended. He really has so much post-to-post of the blank shots. When you don't think about that, that's what you need to know about UC Saros. He has a lot of huge saves. Lucky saves enough for now. As for Scott Wedgwood, keeping an eye on here to keep the puck out of the zone as it's still 2-1 lead. And now to win. Here's another one to Wilsby. Wilsby shoots, swing and misses, rebounded up by Manson. Manson around the buck. The wall, and now here's Brock Nelson. Nelson waits patiently, now right at the other side of his zone, and now here's Colton. Colton looks over, now finding Manson, and finding over to Burns. Burns looks to Nelson, and again Burns. Give a bit of pass blanking off to Colton. Colton. Again to Jushkin on a shot. Big save by Saros. Nick Perbix the other way. Now here's Michael Bunting as now the press will clear it out and back into the Avalanche territory. Ross Colton couldn't swing a piece. Another save by Wedgwood. And Nichushkin the other way. A swinging deep pass to Ross Colton. Ross Colton getting away with this. Swing off the Burns on the backhander. Another save made by Saros. Two-time stop on the blocker. Nick Perbix the other way now for Nashville Predators as they enter the attacking zone. Give to Bunting. Bunting shot. Another save play. Wedgwood stops one. He denies the effort to have it tied up, but that one stays out of the danger zone. Well, you could definitely tell about now. Wedgwood was really improving it. That's a lot of jury on the fact of it. I mean, you're definitely going to have a lot of great time-offs, but this is no way to make that judgment if they're appealing it. And here's Olafsson. Now that time the other way for the Avalanche. He'll have it right around the net. Kelly could have it. Michael Bunting and now finding to Steven Stamkos. Again, right over now to Bray Arakawa. Remember the last time he had his goal? He's looking for two. Well, he's now trying to stay out the attack. This is a lot of the time on attack for Nashville Predators trying to keep it out. Drury looks to Malinsky. Malinsky shoots save by Saros. 13:31 remaining in the third period as they're still trying to keep that up by 2. 30 to 18 shots on goal. There's no great A's on this one, but this is a lot of work and strength if they get a shot on goal possibly. That's why they really are trying to keep things on. And definitely they did. They really got to start making a way to get through this. Ryan O'Reilly's shot is blocked by Ivan. Toes. Setting it in zones. That one gets away with it. Ryan O'Reilly. The pass over middle. That does give it away by Barkov. And Toes will have some regroups here. Get the Bartikov again to Makar. Makar could not handle it off. Look at Melissa sending to Wilsby. And now here's another one to Philip Forsberg. He dumps it. Into Colorado territory is Tevin Toes. And back behind the back to Bringley. And Bartikov back the other way for the Avalanche. Ivan. Set to Makar of Toes. We'll now find Makar. Swing it! Winter middle! Another big save again by UC Saros. Toes again, Natchez. Natchez finding the pass up. And Bartikov in a shot chance. Another save by the goaltender. Philip Forsberg moving around here that time. And now here's Makar. That one will kick it out again. Forsberg finding Wilsby. Shot. Another save by Wedgwood. Wilsby. Chance over to McCarron. Backhander saved again by Wedgwood. What a great stop. And Makar could have had swing that one again to get it up by 2. Well, there's no stopping this effort afterwards. And you're seeing what Makar did. That is a great cut motion. He's trying to get away with this. But that was not really what they were supposed to be casing on this one. They really are starting to work things off. But that's a lot of great carnage on the way to the board. That could definitely be a roomfulness to have that one keeping it out. That's just a lot of takes to get in. Roman Yossi swings and fires around the net. Here's Burns. Sent to McKinnon. McKinnon trying to make the ankle breaker on the move. And he just could not handle it. And he just moves around. Save by Saros. Past the midway mark in the third period. And it's still a 2-1 game, Colorado. Nichushkin had a lot of respect going on here, but that really may have been this season the problem with this. But so far, however, they really are trying to get things out of the way, and they're just trying to make sure he has it all. Well, it gotta say now, if Nichushkin wouldn't make this, that's a lot of forcement to do for him. He really does spend out the choice for this. You gotta give it a better effort. A pick on the drive may have improved. Nelson shot, never saved by Saros. In trouble. And he will slow things down with only 9:16 remaining in the third period. Nashville with only 21/18. Colorado Avalanche still with a slim lead. Now the win. That will be the Nashville Predators, as this time it goes right off to McCarron. Nashville cleared that zone, dumping around the net. And here's Brett Kulak the other way for the Avalanche. Cullen give a swing to Nichushkin, and that one gets away with it. Here's Cole Smith with 8:30 remaining in the third period. A pass off McCarron shot, another saved by Wedgwood. Battle along the puck on the boards. And right to Kulak. He'll swing a deep pass to Nichushkin. Try to get away with that one here as Svechkov tried to work it off. And now here's Shea the other way, finding over to Wood. Wood finding Weisblad. And that gives it away by Drury. And as Malinsky will have that swinging out, cannot clear it. Trying to push it out, and Kulak's got it back. Deep the zone to Olofsson. 7:23 to go in the third period. He's fouled on it pretty badly, and he'll have to reset it again. Toes looks to Kelly, and Kelly now finding the car. We'll get some new line group change here for Colorado Avalanche. Bardakov the other way. Now Kel McCarr will have it again to Devin Toes. And now here comes another one to Drury. Drury will give the pass open look as being given away. And it's rebound by Svechkov. Svechkov finding over to Weisblad, and he'll have it again to Wood. In the other way. Wood knocks him right toward the wall. And Toes takes him out and back to Bardakov. Well, that's a great screen offensive ability. That really only means that you playing it afterwards. Don't judge its similarity. That one would have to blame it, and they really could just try to get that back with another scoring chance if they're willing to get back in the zones. That offense puts a pressure to the muscle. Devin Toes haven't seen anything going on with the center pass and the sharp illy turns on the edges. Is the most cut. That's a lot of things with a better habit to have his own play at the game of the night. Now Lecone will fire that one around the net, and he can't get by. Blankenberg the other way for Nashville. We are down to a final 5 minutes presented by Discover, as now as McKinnon's behind the net. Here's another one to Lecone, and here's another one to Martin Necas. Necas rolls it in. He still can't get it over it. Finding the Toes. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon with a slick move, wheels in front, big save by Saros. And it's now back to Michael Bunning. Here's another one to Holla, and now Toes the other way. Toes cannot handle the puck in behind from the net as it's back to Stamkos. 4 minutes going by in the third period. And it's blocking it up. Toes with a lot of kick hit, and Natchez will swing it out to Colton. Here's Colton. Shoots, never saved by Saros. Natchez now finds the Toes. Now finds it over to Nelson. Nelson looks over to Toes and has it again to Natchez. Natchez, shot number saved by Saros. Shea gets it out. Now it's Arakola. Toes the other way. The pass off of Nichushkin. And it's over to Ross Colton. He'll give a swing off to Nelson. Nelson with the swing in deep. He'll fire pass it around the back and back to Nichushkin. Nichushkin, Burns, shoots, glove snatched by Saros. It's easy saying to make things happen, but it's still not enough to beat there that timing. That really is. I mean, that could definitely be the harder way. They really are starting to make that one appearance. This may not be going for well, and that really is going to definitely shaking up the crowd for a bit. Shea behind the back. Nelson's gonna get it. Trying to pick and move, but on a save out by Saros. Oh, close call on the range, and he swallowed it up again. 1:43 to go in the third period. National trying to get a tie back in range, but UC Saros makes a lot of save. Well, without Juice's on him, I mean, he is waiting patiently. He knows about this. That's a lot of great tactics for Nathan McKinnon, but that post-to-post in the flank, that was a big deny effort. And now I will send it over to Ballpoint Pen. Who had the best player of the night? Well, I gotta say this one, it's UC Saros. He has a lot of great saves in this one. Only the post-to-post in the blanking effort? Wasn't that truly enough? Nope, it wasn't. But this is all it took. When this really makes it coming, that's what I was really noticing. Playing it so well. For UC Saros, he's really trying to make that huge save. And with Nashville, they're trying to end things up. They've got a lot of time to work with. They might have to do some stay in the liability, or they could be left out behind. Let's hope that this one keeps it in for real for UC Saros. Now that Nashville's going to be the attacker, hopefully that might be a one case for that. Back to you. Down under a final man in the third period. Lecride keeps the shot. Huge save by Saros. 42 seconds remaining in the third. And Nashville Predators will decide that they are going to bring the extra skater on for the Nashville Predators. As now it's for Colorado with only 42 seconds. They win the puck draw. And UC Saros is running toward the bench. Extra attacker on for Nashville. Bunting, right toward wing, trying to get that one out. And answer back in the zone. McCarr will swing it out. Back to Perbix. 30 seconds remaining in the third period. Woolsby, the pass off to Stamkos. And given away by McCarr. Hollis got it back, Bunting with a chance, and it's covered by Wedgwood. Wedgwood would stop things here. 15 seconds remaining in the third period. A lot of fans are showing their support here, and they rise up in Mile High, but this might be a last puck drop win if they can get it. And the win for Ryan O'Reilly. A shot's blocked, and this one will be McCarr. He'll clear that zone out of here. Final seconds remaining for Nashville. Turned out to be it. And Melissa with the shot. Chance. Give it away. Colorado wins. As Avalanche just now snuck it out with a great stop by Wedgwood. Avalanche. Final score 2-1. Well, that only makes it a powerfulness. And now is Scott Wedgwood. He wins it home. What a great crowd favorite. And we salute to fans. Bernie, we did it. That's definitely what Avalanche makes to have it all.
Really, thank you
Well,
for
what a fun
watching.
day this night, and this was a central clash edition. Nothing can stand out but UC Saros and Scott Wedgwood.
Yes, come on, please, grab that along and get them
Ballpoint Pen.
Good night, everyone.
I'm Apollo. Thank you for watching the Avs hockey game on EA Sports. And you've been watching the NHL game of the night on EA Sports. Thank you. All right, folks, thank you so much. Time for three-star players of the game. Scott Wedgwood with only 20 saves of the game. He makes a lot of a huge amounting and makes the win here at home. Devin Toews with 1 goal and 2 assists. He only does this to have some improvement in, to have that one fire range, to have the slap shot, but it bounces in funny, and it goes right over in front of the goaltender, and it just goes behind. And as for Nashville, they couldn't get it out, and as the puck gets away, and it goes right into the net. Then your first star player of the game is UC Saros. 38 saves in a row makes it clear. And here are the final statistics. 40/21 shots on goal for Colorado, with 28/20 for Nashville and a hit. 16-10/424 time on attack for Colorado, and it was 88/84 for Nashville. And 20/10 face-off wins was Nashville again. So that's it for now, and we'll see you back for another game of the night as the Devils face on against the Capitals. They might be seeing this one again. Maybe you have missed it out, or maybe you have already showed up and you would like to see them do that again. And then after that game, we go back to Dallas, as it'll be Dallas Stars against the St. Louis Blues. It should be a great matchup here at the range. But along with my broadcast partner, along with Apollo, I'm Son of Beast, and I'm MePhone11. Thank you for watching for our game of the night of the NHL on EA Sports. And so long for as well as the NHL gameplay on EA Sports Style. This is MePhone11 and Son of Beast signing out. Thanks for watching.
If you don't, somebody will.